Hello again, everybody. This is Ed with another episode of Call Me Mr. Broadstreet. Well, a little belated happy 82nd birthday to Ringo Starr. He just celebrated on July 7th. This is a couple days after as it's appearing. His birthday was on July 7th, and we're very lucky that he got to celebrate it with family and friends, of course. Hopefully he enjoyed it. So tying everything in, now unfortunately he isn't able to tour because of one of the band members getting COVID last month, so he wasn't able to finish this leg of the tour at this point. It sounds like he'll come back during the fall. And tying this in, I want to review a book that I've had in my collection for a little bit. Now, don't worry, I don't have a deluxe version of this. There might be one out there, who knows, but I just have the regular version called Postcards from the Boys, Ringo Starr. This is postcards from John, Paul, and George. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and show you the book, even though you've seen it. I want to show you one neat little trick right here. Nice title. And as you can see, a nice lenticular sleeve right there. Look at that. We go from the cover of the book. Ringo as he was in 2004, I believe this was released. See? Classic photo of the Beatles. There we go. So we'll dive into the book. As usual with any books, I'll do a sort of a voiceover just to go over the different postcards and their meanings and some little reflections on each of them, what Ringo included in the book. This book, I would say, essential. Go ahead and pick it up. The price, not really that expensive. And in fact, I'm just going to do a quick look and see. $25 US. So, if there are copies out there, definitely worth picking up. Nice to have, nice to add to your collection, to kind of thumb through and see some of Ringo's recollections during a little bit of the latter Beatles years, but it goes from about the late 60s all the way up to the early 90s. So just various postcards that he got from John, Paul, and George during the years. So let's dive in, and then I'll come right back for some final thoughts. And welcome everybody to the walkthrough portion. I'm recording this on the Blue Yeti microphone, which I picked up last year, and hopefully you'll hear a better sound quality as I'm going through these. A nice postcard from John starts us off, circa 1968, 1969. Ringo explains from the back. I like that "Hi you toots," by the way, that John drew on the back. Basically, they were experimenting with some fireworks, showing off to their kids, and almost ran into some accidental misadventures around the time of this postcard. We get the next one. Right here, this is a postcard from Paul. Kind of a very cool guardsman on the front cover. Windsor Castle. Didn't actually get to make it there when I went to London. But the postcard itself just saying, yes, Ringo is the greatest drummer in the world. This was January of 1969. This is kind of stemming from the White Album, as Ringo recalls, so Paul was a little late on this, although they did manage to make it up to Ringo even before he sent this particular postcard out. Here we go, next. Prince Charles, yes, he's working on his Beatles haircut, circa 1969. So that's just from John and Yoko, kind of sent there, and just a fun little postcard right here, as you could see. I like the writing on these as well, and just kind of you get the stamps, the postage stamp, the date stamp, I should say. So that's always kind of cool to see with all these little postcards, these little memories and everything as well. Now, this photo, Ringo states in the book that it looks like Willie Nelson cooking after the IRS got through with him, which is kind of funny. Reminds me a little bit more of Obi-Wan Kenobi, though, myself. But again, from the late 60s, John and Yoko. At this time, Ringo describes that John was sending the MBE back to the Queen, right there. So, again, I always loved the little drawings that John did as well on different works and things that he sent. We get to the next postcard. A little exotic one. Yeah, I hate censorship too, but you know what? I had to censor some of these just because YouTube guidelines and stuff like that. If you really want the unedited versions, pick up the book. But nice little postcard from Hawaii. John and Yoko sent to Ringo at that time. So they're, just enjoying some time, some time off and some time out and about, of course. Get a really nice postcard on the next picture here. A really nice homemade one. That's George on the left and his wife, Olivia, the second wife, 1978. Ringo is describing here that he was doing the Ognier Rats, which is Ringo Starr spelled backwards special. George participated in it. This was for the 1978 album Bad Boy by Ringo. I still haven't reviewed that one yet. But as you can see, lots of love from Hawaii, from George and Olivia, to Ringo, who was living in L.A. at the time. And very nice to see that. And next one, kind of, Friar Park. It's kind of a nice, reminiscent of Friar Park, I'll put it that way. Definitely more of a German-themed postcard again. Late 70s is this one. Ringo describes on the backing that you see 1927 to 1827. He has no idea what it means. It only made sense for about an hour at the time. But you see George, Olivia, and Danny wishing a very happy new year. So again, probably late 70s. Next postcard, one of my favorites. Yes, it's just an index card, but of course it's being sent by John, 1979, from the Dakota to Ringo out in L.A., kind of a nice little piece of folk art, right in the upper corner, as we can see. But I really love the message on the back here. He's encouraging Ringo to kind of get contemporary with the times. Blondie's Heart of Glass is the type of stuff that he should be doing. You know what? I think Blondie's Heart of Glass, one of my favorite songs. Definitely always been a favorite of mine. Skip ahead a few years. This is from 1984. Yep, again, sorry for the censorship, but you can get the unedited versions of the book. But Ringo says, the Great Barrier Reef, very great to look at. Sure, Ringo, I'm sure the reef was the only thing you were looking at. But George is saying that he'll be back for Christmas dinner. This was sent 1984. George was actually with Derek Taylor. Derek Taylor was doing a book, 50 Years Adrift. Otherwise, George would have met up with Paul and Ringo at the Broad Street premiere in London. And we skip finally ahead to 1987. Paul and Linda, they had a place out in Arizona. Kind of an open secret at the time. Not a lot of people would bother them, but people knew that, yes, Paul and Linda were in town. So, sun, 90 degrees, not too many complaints. But this is just kind of a nice little tour. You get a lot of nice other postcards with the book. I highly recommend picking it up. And we're going to go ahead and get back to the outro. And back with some final thoughts and wrap-up. So again, just a very enjoyable book, highly recommended, essential. Just can't help but say again, happy birthday, Ringo. We're glad that you're here, that you're still providing a lot of joy and entertainment for all of us fans out there, and certainly sharing more of your journey with us. So that's it to wrap up with this, but just as a reminder out there, please make sure to give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. The next video will be in time for the July 12th DVD and Blu-ray release of the Get Back film onto physical media. I'll offer some thoughts on that for the next video. So until then, I hope everybody is staying safe, and catch everybody real soon. Bye.